In this video, we will cover creating and editing 2 screen printing price lists. One will be for in-house production and the second will be for outsourced production. In both examples, you will see how to create a matrix for screen printing that will then allow you to create many different types of screen printing price lists. To begin, let's head to the main menu, Settings, and Price Lists. Let's start by looking at how to edit an existing price list. I'm going to click on the screen print for t-shirts with no flash. And I'm going to show you the things that you can edit. To start, click on the action button and hit edit. Here we can put the price list on hold so that it does not appear in the options in the order screen. The first line defines the sales category. This is important if you are using QuickBooks to integrate with. The next field is set to screen print also. This is the service type. The next line is the short abbreviated name of the price list. The next is the description of the price list. Please make this clear for your staff to understand when they should use this price list. The last field is the amount of colors available for this price list. On the General tab is where you can decide if this is an outsourced price list or not. If you select it to be an outsourced price list, make sure that you have first created the outsourced vendor in the main menu under Suppliers. Then they will appear in this drop-down. To edit the cost and retail pricing, click on the action button, then click on either Edit Cost or Edit Retail. Let's first edit the cost. I want to create now a new row for 1,000 pieces and up. So I'll simply go to the qualifying quantity, type in 1,000, and click on Add Row. When I scroll back down, I can now enter the cost for those fields. I'm going to go ahead and delete this and show you another way we can add that column. Click on the option for the previous row, the 600 and up, and click on Copy and Calculate. This will allow you to create the new quantity row, decide if you want a markup percentage added to it or subtracted to it, or an amount. So let's say I just want to take this previous row and increase it by 25 cents or decrease it by 25 cents. I'm going to go ahead and enter the 25 cents and hit save. And now it has added a new row and taken the previous row down by 25 cents. I'll delete this row again. And now I'll copy this row again. And this time I'll use a percentage. So I'll get rid of the negative 25 cents. And in this case, I want to say negative 70%. And I'll hit save. And as you can see, it's taken it down by the percentage. Go ahead and hit save to confirm the update. For an even easier option, you can export the price list that came in with Teesom and use Excel to adjust the pricing, then import it back into Teesom. You can do this by clicking on the action button, going to either the Edit Cost or Edit Retail. Click on the Options button. Under the CSV options, click on Export CSV. And then you can open this Excel spreadsheet. And I'll give you a quick tip in Excel. If I want to reduce this by 45%, I can use the copy and paste feature in Excel to recreate this price list by reducing it by 0.45. So I'll take this option and I'll say copy, and then I'm going to select this and I'll say paste special and I'll say multiply and hit OK. And as you can see, it reduced it by 45%. So if this is your cost, you can now import this in as your cost. And if I undo, I would then import this in as my retail. So that's just an easy tip for you. Another quick tip to edit your cost is to go into the Edit Cost option, click on the Options button, and click on where it says Copy from Retail. This now brings in all the retail pricing, but now I want to reduce that retail pricing, so I'm going to use the Global Price option to now say reduce it by 25%. When I hit Save, it makes the adjustment automatically. If I wanted to, I could also say Global Price Decrease in a flat amount. So if I say take it down by 25 cents, or maybe even take it down by $1.25, and then hit Save, and now it's reduced at that amount, and then you'll just hit Save. So lots of easy tips and tricks that you can use with the different price lists. One last tip for you. I'm going to go into the retail price of this price list, and I'm going to go to the Global Price Increase. And this is a great way every year to just say, look, I want to increase my price list by 1% or 2%, or I want to take it up an additional quarter on all the price options. So it's an easy way to increase your price list every year without your customer feeling anything, so to speak. The badges that you see below the price list are the additional charges that are linked with this price list. If we hover over the badge, it tells us what the additional charge is, and if we click on the pencil icon, we can actually edit the additional charge. Let's create a new additional charge by clicking on the Additional Charges option and click on Add Additional Charge. We're going to create a washout fee. So I'm going to put this in the screen printing sales group, and I'm going to call it Wash. And then in the description, I'll call it Washout Fee for Color Change. Again, if I'm going to link this to an outsourced price list, I'll probably want to outsource this washout fee as well. But this one is not going to get linked to an outsourced price list, so I'm just going to hit Save. Now I can pick and choose all the price lists that I want to link it with. I want to link it especially with the no flash price list for tees. And I have the option here to add it by default or leave this option off, and I just add it when I need it. I'm going to enter the cost for this. I'm going to say my cost on it is $1, and I want to charge the customer $2 for it. And then I have the option to either link that to the imprint count, or to the product count, or to the number of colors. And in this case, I'm going to link it to the number of colors. Go ahead and hit Save. If you want, you can now create another new additional charge, or you can just hit Cancel to go back to the price list page. If you click on the View Additional Charges option, you can see the charges and what price lists that they are linked to. Pick an additional charge, click on the Action button, and click on Link to Existing Matrices to link it to another price list. In the upper left-hand corner, it'll remind you which additional charge that you're currently linking to a price list. To create an outsourced screen print price list, in this case, I'm just going to show you the Edit option. You're going to create the price list as normal, but on the General tab, you will click on the drop down and find the company that you want to outsource it to. In this case, I actually have two vendors that I can outsource screen printing to. One is Acme and one is LOC. So if you want to keep the two price lists separate, you will probably want to go back to the Required tab and put something in here that says an identifier that it's Acme. Go ahead and hit Save. Keep in mind any additional charges that you want to add to the outsourced price list should probably be marked outsourced as well. Here you can see that we have an outsourced art charge and an outsourced screen charge. The reason this one's in green is because it's going to be added by default. You can see that when I hover over it. If I want to make the outsourced screen charge added by default as well, I'll click on the pencil icon, click on the add to order by default, and then hit save. And if I scroll back down, you can see that the outsourced screen charge is now added by default also. You may want to have a second art charge. Maybe you don't always outsource the art charge to Acme. Maybe sometimes you do the art in-house, sometimes you outsource it. So we can go up to the additional charges, click on view additional charges, find our normal art charge, which is this artwork, and we can click on the action button, click on link existing matrix, and then find our outsourced screen print and click on save. Go ahead and cancel to go back to the price list screen. So now our outsourced price list has an artwork charge that's not going to get added by default, one that is outsourced that will get added by default, and then an outsourced screen charge that will get added by default. Let's now walk you through the steps to creating a new price list and linking a new additional charge to that price list. There are so many ways you can make your price lists do what you want them to do. For example, you may want a price list that is a reorder screen print price list, where either you don't have the screen charge come in at all, or it's a reduced screen charge. And you probably don't have an art charge that comes in automatically if this is a repeat price list. You may want to create a separate price list also for a different area size, such as left chest, or just even a second location. Now that you know the process, you can now create unlimited price lists in Teesom. Please let us know if you need further explanation on any of the topics covered here.